Good evening. America is reeling tonight from a murderous terror attack by an Islamic State radical at one of its most famous party strips in New Orleans. At least 15 people were killed when a ute ploughed through New Year revellers on Bourbon Street, the rampage coming to an end in a shootout with police. On the other side of the country, another possible act of terrorism, a Tesla Cybertruck exploding outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas. The FBI can't yet rule out the possibility the two are linked, but they do know the hunt for more suspects is not over.
Bourbon Street, New Orleans, 3:15 a.m. A utility-style truck mounts the footpath to skirt a police roadblock and accelerates straight through a crowd of New Year's revellers for 3 murderous blocks.
Vehicle ran through a crowd of people. There's multiple injuries, multiple casualties.
When the Ford F-150 finally stops, the driver wages a gun battle with police. He wounds 2 of them. They kill him.
From the balcony, we just looked down and it was just bodies. And like clothes torn off, shoes thrown.
Oh my God.
Whatever you could imagine that a 70-mile-an-hour F-150 could do, it did, and some.
Australians among those caught in the mayhem. 7 News speaking exclusively to this family from Perth.
All of a sudden you just sat here, heaps of sirens and people screaming, then moments later you just hear a couple gunshots. It was just so surreal.
Oh, I'd heard a noise, turned around. I could see like a car flying down the road and it's not right to talk about it.
FBI investigators say this is the killer, Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar, 42, a Texan and US Army veteran who later worked as a property manager.
So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life.
He had converted to Islam. Police say he had a military assault weapon, a handgun, as well as explosive devices found in and near his rented truck, and mounted on its tow bar an ISIS or Islamic State flag.
He posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
And investigators say he likely had help, that he did not act alone.
We're aggressively running down every lead.
The lengths Bahar went to execute this attack are only just becoming clear, renting an Airbnb so he could stay close to Bourbon Street.
Leonie Rendell from Melbourne, also on the street.
Totally shaken, and shocked.
In New Orleans to watch son James play college football. The game now delayed as city officials scramble to tighten security and to explain how bollards to stop exactly this had been removed from Bourbon Street but not yet replaced.
Bollards were not up because they are near completion.
This could have been prevented. I mean, plain and simple.
These some of the faces of those who died welcoming 2025 on Bourbon Street as the FBI races to catch those who helped the New Year killer.
Isabel Mullen is on Bourbon Street in New Orleans tonight. Isabel, this investigation stretches across the US.
It certainly does, Angie. Good evening. Here on Bourbon Street, this is just one crime scene linked to this attack in New Orleans. About 3 kilometres from here is the second, at an Airbnb that Jabbar had been renting to manufacture those homemade bombs. We've seen SWAT teams go in and out of that property all day, but the crime scenes really span right across the United States. There's a third that we know about in Houston, Texas, at a property that Jabbar is believed to have been living in. Here in Louisiana, they are known for their southern hospitality, but with a number of big events coming up in the next few weeks, including the Super Bowl, local authorities know they are walking a tightrope when it comes to keeping the community safe.